Welcome back to another video. So basically today I wanted to talk to you guys about the 9 things that I stopped doing to make me feel happier, and I've got them listed here, so I'm gonna read them out to you guys and then I am going to kind of explain each point and tell you why just letting go of these things literally made my life so much better and made me so much happier. The first thing that I've got is that it's just such an obvious one. Okay, let's not start with that one. The second thing that I've got is I stopped saying yes to things that didn't align with my goals. I think I said this in one of my other videos. I just stopped going to like so many events or saying yes to so much gifting, and I literally sat down one day and made a plan of where I want my life to go or what I think like authentically me or represents me. And I was like, any brands, any events, anything like that that just doesn't match where I'm going or what I feel I am, I'm just gonna start saying no to. So I started like refining myself, what I want to attract, what I already am, like who I am and things like that. And I thought I'm just gonna start saying no to like anything that doesn't align with that. And that's also like social situations, people. If I feel like someone's just not on a vibe or like they're just not a representation of kind of me, then I just won't hang out with them. I feel like I used to just hang out with everyone and I just wanted to be friends with everyone because I was like, oh, I can see like the beauty in everyone, which I still can, and it's still amazing. But I just think at this point of life, you just have to kind of think, are these things, situations, even things we're talking about, or just anything to do with this aligned with me, basically? And if it's not, I just won't. I won't deal with it. And then I think one that goes hand in hand in that is I stopped giving my energy to everyone. I started looking at people and thinking, do they add value to my life? And I know like we're all about this like cutting people off energy these days, and people are like, oh, cut this off, cut that off. I can't remember what the word is, but like they're just like, oh, that doesn't, you know, like what's it called? Oh yeah, cancel culture. Everybody's like canceling everything. It's not so much that I'm canceling people at my life. It's more just like, you know, when you just look back at situations and you kind of see situations that you would put yourself in, like friends or just people that you would hang out with or that you would give so much energy to try and better their life. And you just look at that relationship and you think, what was I getting out of this? It's not so much that I'm in like a selfish era. I might be a little bit, which is fine as well, but I'm not. It's more just like I'm in a building era. Like I'm like, okay, I want to get real about life. What do I want? What version of myself do I want to be? And there's only so much energy that we have in a day and also in a lifetime. So it's like, what do I genuinely want to put that energy towards? And sometimes when you're just sitting around with the same people again and again, and they're going through the same problems again and again and again, and they're choosing to just repeat the cycle, like I just feel like now it's a total waste of my energy feeding into that. So I'm like, I only have this much energy. What do I want to do with it? And at this point now, I want to create, I want to connect, I want to build, I want to refine. These are all things that I'm doing going forward. So I don't really have energy to like sit and just have endless conversations with people. I think being here in Mumbai as well, where everything is so fast paced and also extremely transactional, you do learn things, and it's not necessarily that those things are bad. Like when I first got here, I was like, oh my God, everybody's heartless and like nobody cares. It's all about what you can get out of people. But the more I kind of am here, even though it is savage and you do want to build like connections and have like friendships, which I definitely do have as well, of people here that are like family to me and that I'll just drop anything to like hang out with them for fun. It does have to be fun, because if it's not fun or it's not like happy times or someone that will listen to you or you're listening to them or anything like that, and it's not a supportive relationship and it's just like repetitiveness again and again and like draining, then it's just got to go. And I feel like by letting go of that, it's like really pushed me forward on my journey, because I'm like, okay, I value myself, my self-respect and my energy a lot, so I just don't have time to like deal with certain things. So I've just stopped giving my energy to everyone, to be honest, and being really selective with who I give it to and for how long as well. Like there has to be, if you're going to discuss something with someone and you're like helping them or whatever, you're being the like caretaker in the friendship at that moment, there has to be a limit where it's like, okay, I've given you so much, I've like tried to help you, and then there has to be a boundary of like, I can't spend my whole day talking about this because we genuinely do all have things to do. And I feel like in the friendships I have now, people really appreciate that. Like my friends genuinely know that like I'm busy, they're busy, we've all got things to do, and everybody's like very mature and at a point where they're like, yeah, like I can lean on this person and they're part of my security blanket or like support network or anything. Like they're my people and they're always going to be there for me. But it's like in a healthier way now where it's not repeating again and again like the same issues. It's just like, okay, I need this person's advice and then I'm going to take it and then we're going to move forward and build, and we all have like a very positive attitude. So I love that. I love that those are the kinds of people that I have in my circle now, and anyone that kind of doesn't fit into that, I've just, yeah, got to go. Okay, then this was the first point that I said I'm not going to start with that one, which was I stopped scrolling for hours on social media. I feel like there's a million videos on YouTube that talk about how scrolling on social media is like not good or whatever, so I'm not going to talk for ages on this point, but I just feel like with me, when I'm scrolling, I'm just constantly in everyone else's energy, and I think comparison creeps in. I think you can start being hard on yourself. I think you can become really deflated and be like, oh, I didn't achieve enough, or I didn't do that, or I didn't get invited to that, or I didn't go to that, or I should be doing more. And there's just so many negative things that come from it. Obviously, there's a lot of positive things that come from it as well. You can be extremely inspired and it can be so funny. The way I laugh at social media, like sometimes I'm crying. Like I'm sat here on the sofa by myself, I'll see videos and I find them so funny. So it can be escapism and it can be entertainment, and that is amazing. But at the same time, I just feel like hours and hours and hours of doom scrolling has got to go. And I know that so many people that I know have got limits on their apps, or they're having conversations where they're like, I don't want to go on social media first thing in the morning. I don't want to start my day like that. And there's a lot of these conversations going around. So I feel like that is like a collective shift of all of us that are just kind of trying to step away from it a little bit and just live more and create more and experience more. So yeah, definitely. I don't want to be like super old looking back thinking I spent half my life on social media. I want to get out of that however I can, so that I'm actually present in real life and being like, do I actually genuinely love my life, and like what experiences am I having? Because I think in the 4 hours that you were on social media, I could go out, like go get a haircut, get my nails done, go meet a friend, go for a walk, go do a Pilates class. Like there's so many things that I could do in that time, and that is definitely what I'm striving towards. And it's already what I've kind of achieved being here. I do feel like I've spent a lot less time scrolling and a lot more time doing. But yeah, there's always room for like more. I've limited myself to just 2 hours now a day on social media, and I think that's like a nice treat, and it's more than enough because then it just starts getting boring and repetitive. Okay, then I stopped letting fear make my decisions. Yeah, anything that I'm afraid of, I'm like, I'm doing it. I think that's the bottom line. I don't think there's anything more to say about it. If I'm afraid of it, I'm just like, I'm doing it. Like, I'm purposely doing it because I'm afraid of it. I stopped waiting for my body or my life to be perfect. Yes, I used to be really hard on myself in my physicalities and just everything. Because of my job and modeling, I used to be like, oh, I need to be like ripped. Oh, I want abs. Oh, I want this percentage of body fat. Oh, I want this to tone up, this to look like this. Like so many things would be running through my mind, and I'd be like, then I'll be a great model. Then like, I'll be able to do this job. Then I'll be good enough. And now I'm just like, no, like, just no. I'm literally like, no, like I am good enough the way I am now. Everything's perfect. Everything's how it should be. And I'm just extremely accepting of myself and of my life. Like there's so much that you can compare where you're like, this is where I want to be in life. Where's that person? And it's like things change in 3 or 4 days. Like literally they change so quickly that it's like, who even cares what someone else is doing? I just am extremely present, and I'm like, where am I today, and what am I doing right now? Okay, and then I've got, yeah, like I don't wait for things. I'm just like, what's happening today? Like present, what's happening now? And that takes me to my next point, which is I stopped living in the future and started living one day at a time. Instead of fearing what's going to happen, where am I going to go, what am I going to build, or looking back and thinking, what did I do wrong or anything? I'm just literally like, what am I doing today? And I think also living alone and having so much time on my hands, completely sometimes in isolation where I don't see people for I mean, it's not that I go through days where I don't see people, because I do probably have like a social interaction a day, but some days I purposely like don't want to see anyone for 2 days. Then it's so weird because those 2 days, they become like one day, because it's like you do the day and then like you wake up and it's the next day and you're like, wow, like I literally feel like I just woke up and it's the next day. I feel like time is just going quicker these days anyway. But when your days start looking the same, or you have like some kind of routine like how I have now, you really become more present, because it's like, okay, what am I doing today? Instead of like having a long-term plan, I'm just very much like, what am I doing today? Because this is like a 24 hours that I have, and then tomorrow is like the next 24 hours, and then the next one. So it's like I'm trying to be more present, or I'm just letting go of fearing the future so much. But like I said before, anything to do with fear, it's just, I try and drop it like straight away. Okay, then I stopped trying to be like everyone. I've just come to terms with the fact that I'm not like anyone. I feel like I've always been kind of an outsider ever since I was a kid, because I went to a school where it was just all British white kids, and I was one of the only Indians in the whole school. And it was totally fine. Like, I loved it. I never got made to feel anything, but you do just naturally feel like weird, because you're just like, oh, I'm different. And I used to like it and be like, oh, like I'm different. I guess starting from then up until now, I've always been different, especially now being British and then moving to India, I'm different again. Being Indian, living in the UK, I guess growing up, I kind of felt different. Being a model in my whole family who don't really do creative things, they're more like corporate, or they have like a regular like 9 to 5 where they do things. Again, I was the first one in my family to kind of do something different, and boy, I get slack for it. Like, it was nuts looking back, the amount of things I had to go through because of the choices that I've made. But again, I was different. So I feel like I've just always been different. And now I'm just like, instead of being like, oh, like I'm different and being sad about it, I'm like, yeah, like I'm different, and I embrace it. So I just lean more into not being like everyone else, because I don't want to be. And the older I get, the more I'm like, I genuinely don't want to be. Like, I embrace being individual and being different. I stopped trying to be like everyone else. I don't even know if I ever was trying to be like everyone else, but if I ever had days where I was trying to be like everyone else, I stopped. And then I've got, as my final point, I stopped waiting for motivation. Yeah, I think with me, I just started to get a bit more logical about my day. So I was just like, okay, it's not about, do I feel like going to the gym? Do I feel like going to Pilates? Do I feel like doing this? I took the whole feeling out of it. I took the whole motivation. Am I motivated enough to go? And I'm just like, no, it's nothing to do with that. It's more about sending a text to your instructor being like, hey, can I do a class tomorrow? And just going, and just being really logical about it. Like, I know I want to do Pilates twice a week. And before I moved into this apartment, because I got a bit sick when I got here, I was in such a good flow state of going to Pilates twice a week. But for me, it was very much like, I'd text my instructor and be like, hey, do you have a class today? Do you have a class tomorrow? And he'd be like, hey, yeah, come at this time. And then I would just go. And I wouldn't think too much about, do I want to go? Do I feel like going? Am I motivated enough? I would just go. I was just very black and white and like very logical about it. And I feel like I brought more of that into my life now. Because, for example, if I have something with the agency, like in terms of work, and they're like, hey, you've been booked for this job, because I'm obviously motivated by the end result of it, which is like nice images or something nice that we will create collectively as a team, or getting paid for the job, I don't even think twice. I'm like, yeah, I'm going. And I'll pack my bag, get on the flight, go to the shoot, do the shoot, come home, and I think it's work, gotta go. But then I didn't necessarily have that when it came to things that I have a choice about, like working out, eating well, not binging on social media, being friends with people that don't add any value in my life, or holding on to relationships in my life that add no value. When it came to things like that, I was very just sloppy about, I guess, because I was just always thinking, like, it's a choice that I have. So do I feel motivated? How do I feel about this? Do I want to hang out with this person? Do I feel lonely? Do I feel like I need company? And it was all very feeling driven. Now it's very logic driven. I'm like, no, like this doesn't make sense on paper. And I'm very logical about my life. I need to go Pilates because I said I would go twice a week, and that makes sense. So everything is very like on paper, what looks good, what doesn't look good, what are my goals? And I'm very like systematic and logical about it. So yeah, I stopped waiting for motivation, and I guess like that affected all areas of my life, and it's really pushed me forward onto my journey of achieving my goals, which is amazing. I think that's all my 9 points, and I really enjoyed making this video. It's also nice for me to make these videos because it like reiterates things in my own head about my own journey, so it's like see things from a wider perspective when I kind of bring all my thoughts together and like write them down and then talk them through with you guys. So yeah, that's it really. I really enjoyed making this, and I'll do another video soon. Yeah, and I will see you guys in my next video.